Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're taking a seriously mind-bending journey going all the way from the blue sky right above our heads to the absolute utter edge of the cosmos. If you've ever just stared up at the stars at night and felt, completely tiny, or if you've ever wondered exactly how far the dark goes, you are in the exact right place. So let's dive right into this. To answer this massive question, we kind of have to start locally and then just zoom out, layer by layer, into the great unknown. Think about your favorite open-world space video game. Usually, if you fly too far in one direction, you either hit an invisible boundary or the game just instantly loops you back around to the other side of the map. But what happens in real life? Does the actual universe have a brick wall at the end of it? Section 1. The protected ceiling. Okay. So we begin our journey right here on Earth, looking up at what the Quran beautifully describes as a protected ceiling that was built without any flaws. Before we even try to tackle deep space, just look at this incredible multi-layered atmospheric shield we have. From the troposphere down here where our weather happens, all the way up through the stratosphere and beyond, this invisible armor literally blocks lethal radiation and physically incinerates incoming space rocks before they can hit us. It's like this ancient idea of a celestial defense system playing out in real time, right above our heads. Section 2, the expanding universe. Now, once you break through that final layer of Earth's atmosphere, the rules change completely. We are entering a cosmos that is actively stretching out in every single direction. Astrophysicist Paul M. Sutter actually warns that asking where the center or the edge of this expansion is, well, it's going to make your brain hurt worse than eating your entire bag of Halloween candy in one sitting. You instantly have regrets. See, the Big Bang wasn't some giant firework that went off inside an empty black room. It was the moment that the room itself started existing and growing. It happened everywhere, all at once. And this perfectly illustrates that the universe doesn't really have an outside or an edge that it's expanding into. Space itself is just stretching. Think of it like this. Imagine drawing a bunch of dots on a deflated balloon. Those dots are our galaxies. As you blow air into the balloon, every single dot gets further away from every other dot. No single dot is the center, and the dots aren't actually moving across the rubber. The rubber itself is expanding. Section 3, the edge of sight. As we continue our cosmic zoom out, we eventually hit a hard limit to what our eyes and even our most powerful telescopes can actually see. It's not a physical wall, but a boundary created by physics itself. Because light takes time to travel across space, looking up at the night sky is literal time travel. Light has a strict speed limit, so when you look at the sun, you're seeing it as it looked 8 minutes ago. The Andromeda Galaxy, you're seeing that 2.5 million years in the past. The further out we look, the deeper back in time we plunge. And that timeline brings us to this awe-inspiring number right here, 13.77 billion years. That represents the exact age of our universe. Because the universe had a definitive beginning, light has only had 13.77 billion years to travel toward our telescopes. So common sense would naturally tell you that the absolute furthest you could ever possibly see is 13.77 billion light years away, right? But here is where the astrophysics gets completely wild. The actual size of our observable bubble is 45 billion light years across. I know what you're thinking. How on earth can we see something 45 billion light years away if the universe is only 13.77 billion years old? It sounds like a total glitch in the matrix. Well, the crucial point to remember is that while that ancient light has been traveling towards us for 13.77 billion years, the space lying between us and that light has been continuously stretching out behind it. Thanks to a mysterious force called dark energy, the fabric of space has been expanding, kind of like a treadmill getting longer and longer while you're running on it. So the distant galaxy that emitted that light billions of years ago, it has now been pushed an astonishing 45 billion light years away from us. Section 4, Ancient Stargazers Looking Up. We definitely aren't the first ones to have our minds totally blown by this. Long before modern astrophysics calculated dark energy, ancient humans were observing this exact same sky with a mix of intense scientific curiosity and spiritual awe. In ancient Islamic cosmological traditions, shooting stars and meteorites weren't just seen as random rocks. They were viewed as a dynamic celestial defense system actively guarding the heavens. Passages like this one from the Quran spark this incredible drive to look upward and really decode the universe, treating the night sky not as some empty, scary void, but as a giant canvas of divine signs. And these historical stargazers were absolute legends. I mean, over 1,000 years ago, way, way before we had modern telescopes, brilliant minds like Al-Sufi were already identifying other galaxies, calling them small clouds. They were mathematically proving that meteors cut through deep space, and they were even actively debating if the Earth was spinning. They perfectly blended profound scientific measurement with pure cosmic wonder. It's a tradition of exploring the infinite that goes way back.
Section 5. Beyond the bubble.
Finally, our epic zoom out reaches the absolute particle horizon. That's the absolute edge of our 45 billion light-year observable bubble. The expansion of space is happening so fast out there that any light beyond this line will never ever reach us. And because of this ultimate cosmic curtain, we're forced to ask, what lies beyond? The true scale and geometry of the entire universe is just a permanent mystery. It could literally go on infinitely forever, or it could have a weird shape where traveling far enough just loops you back around like a giant cosmic donut. We literally cannot know. And what's really crazy to me is that this physical boundary in astrophysics beautifully mirrors an ancient scriptural concept called the Sidrat al-Muntaha. In Islamic tradition, this is a celestial landmark, often described as a lote tree in the seventh heaven, that basically acts as the ultimate no trespassing sign. It represents the absolute limit of created knowledge and perception. It's just mind-blowing how modern cosmology and ancient theology both arrive at the exact same conclusion. Humanity has a hard, fixed limit to what we can ever see and know. So what do you think actually exists out there in the infinite dark, way past our observable bubble? Whether you're looking through a high-powered telescope or reading ancient theological texts, the sky remains the ultimate sign. It just constantly invites us to keep looking up, keep asking those big questions, and keep wondering. There's still so much we don't know, and honestly, that's exactly what makes exploring this topic so incredibly exciting. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you on the next one.